Matt, did you know it must be true what they say in life? When one door closes, another one opens. Hey, we're not selling Titanfall anymore, but good news, Vince Zampella, you get to lead Battlefield.
There it is.
I found it. I found the intro.
Found it.
I navigated through space and time.
Like Doctor Strange. Ish.
Yeah, me and the Daleks.
That's Doctor Who.
Oh.
Also space and time, I guess. Hey, it's the Gamers 2 Podcast, your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest.
Oh, add that to the new year.
Okay.
Modify. Because it'll go with everything else.
All right. Yeah. I mean, naturally. I'm just lazy.
As the cards dictate.
Yeah. So, where are we at in life?
Puke and Rally.
Puke and Rally.
Man, that would be a hell of a name for a new podcast for us.
That would be.
Puke and Rally.
Puke and Rally. People would love it. It'd be disgusting.
Honestly, that's what our second podcast should be called. Ignoring the baseball one that we're going to do at some point,
Yeah.
we have a third one called Puke and Rally.
And
it's just life advice.
Yeah.
And there's no better life advice than Puke and Rally.
That's true. That's true. That is like a life lesson, essentially.
It's something you need to learn at a young age.
Life lessons.
With Nate and Matt.
That's frightening, but insightful.
Can we do it with like the horrible kids cartoon? And now it's time for life lessons with Nate and Matt. And it's just with like a very light melody behind it.
Mm-hmm. Is it
I'm picturing the graphic for it is a cardboard sign only being held up by a string on one side of it because the other side clearly broke.
I was thinking of like a Mr. Rogers thing where we wear like
all right, we do sweaters
and
Won't
change our
you
shoes.
Be my neighbor. Which one of us is the mailman? Anyway.
Hey,
new
releases.
Dude, there's a lot of them.
Oh shit.
Like 13 of them.
Lucky number 13.
Friday, the 13 new releases. Number 1, Anvil Vault Breakers for the PC. Number 2, Century Age of Ashes for the PC. Number 3, Matt's favorite game on the list, Cricket 2022, the official game of the Ashes for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
I don't know. Number 10's looking pretty cool too.
All right, well, we're not there yet, so relax. Number 4, Fights in Tight Spaces.
That sounds familiar.
It is. This one's out for Xbox now, but we've talked about it for PC. It's the one where it's black and white and like grid based, and there's cards to determine your moves and stuff.
Yeah.
I was a fan. I played the demo for a bit. It was a good time. Number 5, Solar Ash for the PC and PlayStation. Number 6, Warhammer 40K Battle Sector for the Xbox and PlayStation. Number 7, Six Souls for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 8, Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp for the Switch. Ooh, that's out. I might need to check that out. Number 9, Disney Magical World 2 Enhanced Edition for the Switch.
Enchanted Edition,
never mind.
It's Disney. They enchant everything with money.
They also enhance everything with money.
I don't know about that.
Well, fair enough. They try. Number 10, which I don't know why Matt chose 10, not 11, but 10, Matt's pick, was Happy's Humble Burger Farm for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Number 11, Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation Code Fairy Volume 3 for the PlayStation.
The Gundam games are a shit show.
We just had 2 the other week.
Random Gundam
Volume 2, I mean.
tidbit.
Great.
Mobile Suit Gundam. Well, actually, it's just G Gundam. Mobile Suit G Gundam. Or Mobile Fighter G Gundam, whatever the fuck.
No one's going to correct you.
Is available on Sunrise's, I think it's Sunrise's YouTube channel.
Interesting.
For free. It's a spectacular Gundam. Highly recommend it. Unless you're sensitive to culture stereotypes and stuff like that, then maybe not. That's
Oh,
the
is
one.
is that one?
That's the one.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Tequila Gundam.
The American one. Oh, what a time. Number 12, Paradise Lost for the Switch. And number 13, Unreal Life for the Switch. Man, who'd have thought, right?
Yeah, Switch coming in hot.
A lot of games. A lot of ports.
Ports
I'm gonna
and remakes.
And I'm going to take number 1
All right.
in our flashy news headlines.
Starting off with a not very flashy news headline.
Number 1, take a guess. It's game delays. Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. It was already delayed from holiday 2021 to February, and now they moved it to May 19th. And if you're Nate and you put bets on anything, move it till, I don't know, December next year.
It was moved for additional polish.
Yep, keep moving it. 1 month or 2 months ain't helping you. And Sons of the Forest has been delayed from late 2021 to May 20th. Figured that was coming because they never actually gave a date, but that one I actually want to play, unlike Vampire the Masquerade. So
Yeah. And that's like, I feel like that's a solid delay. Because you're going from
no date.
no day in a window, which is like a holiday late 2021 window,
To trapping
May.
yourself on a date in May.
yeah, which is for as far as game delays go, that's a pretty good delay. Which for whatever reason makes me feel more confident in the game.
I would love to do, well, I don't have the resources to do this, but I would love to do a study on if you just told people game delays and previous and post and how many there were beforehand and after and everything else like that, how their emotions change of like how confident they feel about the game.
I would like to do that, but with like user review scores on like Metacritic.
Oh, so useless.
Well, like
I just hate
user,
Metacritic. That's all.
user reviews or reviews of some kind, as far as like game delays, how many game delays, length of game delays.
Ooh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So like
the Metacritic reference page.
Yeah, exactly. We'll start to get a reference page going of like fucking
Games that have been delayed 3 times have an average lower score by 25% than other games.
exactly. So you start to figure out like a system here.
Somebody's probably got the data.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, these companies probably have the data, and they're like, we're not sharing it, so
Which isn't
off.
fun. Come on, man.
Number 2, CD Projekt.
Oh, and by the way, after we're like nothing. Silence.
Nice.
So, yep, that's how that goes.
CD Projekt reported its third quarter financial results this week. The company reported total revenues up 38%, while net profits were down 30%. CD Projekt CFO attributed the narrow profits to the expense of updating and servicing Cyberpunk 2077, as well as early work on new projects. Another contributing factor, was the performance of the company's digital storefront, GOG.com. What does it stand for? Good Old Games? Galaxy of Games?
Yes.
Galaxy of Games? Or Good Old Games? Or
Both.
okay.
Good old Galaxy.
Good Old Galaxy.
Because it was GOG Galaxy, and then it was just GOG, and then Galaxy might be their launcher officially, but it was Good Old Games was the.
There's a
what,
combination.
Good Old Games was the.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be Good Old Games Galaxy because Good Old Games was GOG's expanded form.
Despite the addition of a slew of games this past quarter, GOG saw revenues inch upward just 3%. Obviously, that doesn't impress the bean counters. The company also reiterated release windows for next-gen versions of Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The former is expected in the first quarter of 2022, while the latter will follow in the second quarter. CD Projekt also gave an indication as to what the Molasses Flood is working on. The studio is developing a new project based on one of CD Projekt's IPs. So, card game, multiplayer, Are they still doing this? The Cyberpunk multiplayer?
They're working on the patch.
Ugh.
Let me terrify you slightly by those statements, but yes.
Should have just canceled that one.
Should have done a lot of things. Shoulda, woulda,
Coulda.
but
Life goes on.
life finds a way.
Unfortunately.
Number 3. MMOs seem to be getting hot in the streets again. Woo! Nate's playing 2 of them right now. Matt tried to play one, hasn't played it in like 2-3 weeks.
Listen, time is a fleeting concept that has escaped my grasp even more than what I thought possible.
That's depressing.
You're telling me, buddy. You're telling me.
Mainframe Industries has raised 20.3 million euros.
20.3 million euros.
What country are we in, Matt?
We are in the good old US of A.
So what's that translate to?
Probably like 25 to 30 million dollars, I would assume.
You're closer on 25, but good job.
Like, the exchange rate off the top of your head.
I know a rough exchange rate only because Football Manager.
Is it accurate to current times though?
Because Football Manager, I play in US dollars. So when transfers go through, when they're reported in real life, they're always reported in either pounds or euros. But I play in American dollars, so I know the rough translation.
Tricky. Goddamn Football Manager. Get me again. Why are you asking me if you know that?
I'm just having fun with you. Anyway, so Mainframe
See
Industries.
the shit that I put up with?
You put up with a lot of it. Mostly me. Mainframe Industries has raised 20.3 million euros in a Series B round of funding. Don't know what that means. In layman terms, hey, a Series B round is investments meant to move a company or project out of the development phase. Really hard not to say project there. It follows a Series A round, which is for startup. Previous investors include Riot Games, Play Ventures, and Sisu Game Ventures. New investors include Twitch's co-founder and former COO Kevin Lin, King's co-founder and former CEO Riccardo Zacconi. What a name. That might be my favorite name.
That's a good name.
That's a really good name.
Yeah.
Huge Games founder and CEO Anton Goffin, CCP CEO Hilmar Viegar Peterson? Dreamhaven, Mike Morhaim's new games company, and more. The money will go towards the development of Mainframe Industries' debut title, a cross-platform, cloud-native MMO. Mainframe's CEO and co-founder Thor Gunnarsson.
Oh.
The Swedes coming through clutch. Man, you got a game backed by Riccardo Zacconi being made by Thor Gunnarsson.
It's got gold written all over it.
This is gonna be game of the year, whatever. I'm playing it. Said Thor Gunnarsson said that the studio is creating a quote persistent living world that people will call their home for years and hopefully decades. Decades is a long time, man.
That's a long time. I don't know what the fuck any of that means. But
I don't know either. All I know is there's a lot of good people investing in it.
Yep.
It's backed by Riccardo Zacconi, who, as far as I'm concerned, led the Italian mob in the 50s. And is answering to the Lord of Thunder himself, Thor Gunnarsson.
That was a wild ride.
Listen, it's almost the end of the year, and we've put out 48 episodes this year, at least.
Yeah,
if Spotify is to be believed. But that might be my favorite story. Because there's just something about those two guys. I want to give them money so I can play whatever they're making.
That's how they get you.
Why has nobody else used that strategy? If you put those two names on the box, people are gonna buy it.
Oh, yeah.
If you put Thor Gunnarsson's, whatever the name of the game is, sponsored by Ricardo Zacconi, people are putting money in it.
You're like, man, they sound important.
You're like, oh, it's a Viking MMO. And you're like, well, obviously it's going to be great. It's made by Thor Gunnarsson.
What a name. What a name.
I've lost my mind.
Number 4. Ubisoft announced that it has appointed Fozzie Mesmer.
Never mind. We are straight up killing it this episode.
As it's
like Fozzie Bear?
Fawzi.
Oh, not like Fozzie Bear. All right.
Fozzie Mesmer. As its new VP of editorial, Mesmer joins the company from his role as head of design at DICE, which just recently shipped Battlefield 2042. That might be a little divisive. Anyways, his resume. He's worked on the localization of the Persona games while at Atlas, Candy Crush at King, and the Battlefield franchise at DICE. In his new role, Mesmer will report to Ubisoft Chief Creative Director Igor Manki?
It might be Manso,
because it's French.
Yeah. But Igor's throwing me off. Because I don't know many French Igors. Igor.
What was the Hunchback of Notre Dame's name? Was it Igor? Or am I confusing that with the fucking assistant in Frankenstein?
You're definitely confusing it with the assistant. Hunchback's name was Quasimodo.
Quasi. Okay. Also a whack name. Anyways.
Yeah, but does not have the punch of
What does Mesmer do? Mesmer will be, quote, work with Ubisoft production teams worldwide to shape the creative vision of its games and ensure the inclusion of diverse perspectives throughout the production process, end quote.
So I don't know how he's done technically with if he's done those specific goals on 2042 and let's be honest,
he was
Candy Crush's diverse perspectives. I don't know.
He was head of design for Battlefield 2042.
Okay. So,
head of design at DICE while they were making Battlefield 2042.
Which I think the design is correct. I think a lot of implementation is wrong, but he clearly listens to this podcast because they designed the game to double down on what I told them to double down on when they announced it.
Yep. So
that
Nate's
being
consulting check is in the mail. Hopefully.
Fawzi? It might be Fawzi. Fawzi? I don't know. If your name is Fawzi or Fawzi or whatever, I apologize.
Fonzie? I don't know.
Apologize for being incorrect about it. If you need some help with Ubisoft, I got some ideas. What the fuck was that?
I didn't even touch anything this time.
I don't even know where it was.
There's things flying. There's ghosts in here.
Ah, man, ghosts. What was it? Was it in there?
I don't know.
All right, well. Number 5. Respawn Entertainment has pulled the original Titanfall from digital stores. The studio said via Twitter, quote, "We've made the decision to discontinue new sales of the original Titanfall game starting today and will be removing the game from subscription services on March 1st, 2022, end quote. The studio said it would continue to run servers for those who already own the game. Respawn did not give a reason for the game's removal, but the multiplayer-only title had suffered from years of DDoS attacks and disruptive trolling. Makes sense, just kind of.
Mm-hmm. Old game now, so.
2010?
Yeah.
I think.
Kind of crazy that they're even still running servers.
13.
Considering it's EA.
I think it was an Xbox One exclusive.
Crazy.
I think. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I wonder how many people are on those servers. The same 30 people? And you just see Frank and you're like, oh, what's up, man? We're doing this again today, huh? You versus me and this smart pistol.
How many of them are actually playing and how many are actually like trying to like hack something?
How many of them are just trying to find a way into Apex? Using Titanfall as the back door.
Titanfall's back door. Interesting.
That's a different anime, Matt.
Number 6. Speaking of Respawn, Vince Zampella has added another Infinity Stone to his EA gauntlet.
I didn't even see that when I made the intro. I love that.
Electronic Arts is changing strategies and personnel on its Battlefield first-person shooter franchise. The franchise will now fall under the responsibilities of Vince Zampella, who already heads up EA's Respawn Entertainment and DICE LA Studios. It's unclear what the extent of Zampella's involvement will be. Speaking about Vince, EA COO Laura, what did we settle on her last name? Mealy? I'm going to go with Mealy.
Sounds like you made up your mind.
Said, quote, "We are bringing one of the most influential and talented individuals in entertainment to a franchise that is ready to be unleashed into the modern era of gaming. It's an extraordinary inflection point in game history. His ability to lead studios and bring developers together so that they can create world-class experiences is unmatched. I believe the structure, process, and vision he brings will enable Battlefield to excel like never before. No one knows shooters and live services better than Vince," end quote. Also, DICE GM Oscar Gabrielson
What the fuck? What is up with this episode? And great names, because that's also Oscar with a K.
Yep. Oscar Gabrielson is leaving EA after about a decade with the company. That role will now go to Rebecca Cotes, who is joining EA from Ubisoft. Anansi. Is that how you say that?
Annecy?
Anansi?
Yeah, there's not a third M.
Okay. Where she was the managing director.
So Ubisoft and EA trading places.
Yeah, swapping
Listen,
talent.
I got one guy of design for a managing director. You want to just do the swap there?
It'd be interesting if they did if the personnel were handled like Formula One team personnel. So they had non-compete clauses and stuff like that, and you had to wait X amount of time before you could join another company.
I'm sure there are some companies out there or some potential positions that do have non-competes for.
Oh yeah,
for nobody at Microsoft and PlayStation and
yeah,
certain ones I'm sure probably do. Man, these names though. Oscar Gabrielson. I just immediately shocked the monkey came up. Just Peter Gabriel. It just it's there.
Yeah, so Vince.
Yeah. Vince.
Battlefield now.
Thanos Vince.
He is very much EA Thanos.
Unknown to him, his new name is Vince Thanos Zampella.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is inevitable.
He is inevitable.
What did it cost, Vince? Everything.
Maybe they'll give him Dragon Age to do as well, since they want it to be live service. Well, they did. Now they're single. I don't fucking know what it is anymore.
Tell you what, you know who else doesn't know?
BioWare.
Good job. Number 7, semiconductors manufacturer Qualcomm has announced a new chip geared towards handheld gaming devices, the Snapdragon G3x Gen One. You tell Matt likes this? Was unveiled on Wednesday with the company.
I was digging deep for this episode.
You really were. With the company partnering with Razer on a handheld gaming developer kit powered by this new platform. The dev kit is already available to developers, featuring a 6.65-inch OLED display with full HD plus resolution and 10-bit HDR, as well as a 5-megapixel 1080p 60 frames webcam with 2 mics. Talking to The Verge, Razer's director of global partnerships, Justin Cooney, clarified that, quote, "This is not a Razer hardware announcement," end quote. Just the dev kit.
Yep. A couple things. Interesting. The fact that we're getting chips that are geared specifically for handhelds, and they're like kind of making a big deal out of them. And the interesting dev kit there, the components of the dev kit. I feel like we're gonna get the old handheld resurgence pretty soon here. Well, we kind of already are in one, I guess, with the Switch and the Steam Deck.
And xCloud and stuff being available because Razer specifically, along with a couple other companies, but Razer has the controller grip that you clip your phone into.
Mm-hmm.
So they're already moving to like not just mobile games, but like, hey, you can play a shooter on your phone and it's going to be with a normal controller.
Yeah. Interesting. Number 8. Lawmaker. Go ahead.
And we did see, not to cut you off before 8, but we did also see like last year or 2 years ago when Call of Duty Mobile won like a bunch of awards and everything because it does run surprisingly well.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that's the tip of the iceberg, and here we go type moves.
Yeah, for sure. Number 8, lawmakers in the United States have revealed a new bill intended to curb scalping of high-demand goods. The Stopping Grinch Bots Act, named after the Dr. Seuss character, aims to stop scalpers from using bots to quickly purchase items. The bill hopes to, quote, create a more level playing field so everyone has a fair chance of buying popular products at reasonable prices when shopping online, end quote. They reference the act from a couple years ago that was supposed to stop ticket sales price gouging.
Yes.
Which it helped, I'm sure. But I don't think it helped a ton.
Probably not. Because it's just going to be a matter of you put up a fence and they find a way around said fence. Like it's,
yeah. It's cat and mouse.
Happy to see it getting attention, but you need to be like very proactive about the solution are things that I don't like solutions for. I know it would work, but it's just a slippery slope.
Yes.
As is a lot of things in life.
Yes.
But yeah, fuck off, bots. I want to buy a graphics card.
Yeah, every time
it.
Founders cards have been going on sale pretty regularly at Best Buy, but they're
impossible to get still.
Yeah.
I've tried multiple times, and I have entered so many new egg shuffles and never been selected.
Did you sign up for EVGA's raffle?
No.
That they do, or I forgot what they call it, but they I should actually do it because I have an account with them. You make an account and then you basically are like
putting a permanent shuffle.
Not a shuffle. It's basically a queue. You get put in a queue.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. It makes sense.
But it's not
random. It's
it's a queue. And then you get essentially like you get an email and then you have X amount of time to go on the website and buy it. I think it's 8 hours. They give you 8 hours.
Yeah. That's probably what I'll do because I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean,
because once I get that, it kicks this whole thing off. Kicks this whole thing into Nightmare City.
He's gonna get that 5900X, 5950, 16 cores.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Nate's gonna build a $10,000 computer.
Yes, 64 gigs minimum
of RAM. Why would I stop at 64?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Let's do it.
Why don't I just clone one of the machines I have at work and go to, like, I don't know, 700 something?
There you go.
Why don't I play on a server?
Get nuts.
According to Bloomberg, Sony is planning to switch up its PlayStation Plus subscriptions, citing people familiar with the plans. The outlet says Sony will likely keep the PlayStation Plus branding, but will merge the service with its streaming offering of PlayStation Now and offer a catalog of titles from every Sony platform except Vita. You loser. The new Plus would reportedly be a 3-tier service, with the lowest tier essentially the same offering as it currently exists. The middle tier would include access to a catalog of downloadable PS4 and eventually PS5 games, while the top tier would add on-demand streaming and games from the first 3 PlayStation consoles and the PSP. Why they gotta do the Vita like this, man?
I don't know. I always wonder that.
PlayStation Now is expected to be phased out as a standalone option. Although Bloomberg reported that Sony is increasing its investment in cloud gaming. The new service is intended to make PlayStation Plus more competitive with Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass.
Got a long ways to go.
You got a long ways to go, and I don't know that 3 tiers is doing it. If your low tier is the way it currently works, which is $60 a year.
Yeah. When
Game Pass is the same, but offered frequently at cheaper.
Yeah.
Weird, man. Weird.
Very weird.
We'll see.
They're trying to compete without competing.
Yeah. We're going to compete in our own game.
Yeah. You're not Nintendo. You're can't
playing
do that.
That's literally, and that's the other issue is the moment they're like, oh yeah, we're going to do a tiered system and these access to these things. I was like, what? Did you just look at what Nintendo did and go, yeah.
We'll split the difference.
Yeah. A little bit of Game Pass, a little bit of Nintendo.
Nah.
There's no way the public could be smart enough to figure out the difference. What? Come on.
We'll see about that. Number 10. You didn't think we'd go an episode without some Activision Blizzard news, did you?
Kind of hoping we would.
Psych, motherfucker. A group of 6 state treasurers have asked for a meeting with Activision Blizzard's board of directors to discuss the company's recent scandals and lawsuits, according to an Axios report. The site says the elected officials from California, Delaware, Illinois, Massachusetts, Nevada, and Oregon made the request in a joint letter sent to the publisher last month, saying that they would consider voting against the re-election of incumbent Activision Blizzard board members. While Illinois had some confirmed investment in Activision Blizzard, the treasurers did not say exactly how much stock is accounted for between them. However, they are responsible for overseeing their state's pension funds and other investments, collectively managing roughly $1 trillion. The Illinois treasurer said to Axios, quote, "We're concerned that the current CEO and board directors don't have the skill set nor the conviction into these sweeping changes needed to transform their culture to restore trust with employees and shareholders and their partners," end quote. Interesting.
Yeah. Just 1 week, guys. 1 week.
What if...
Ooh, all right.
What if you don't get your 1 week, but the next week is Bobby Kotick stepping down?
Oh, sign me up.
Okay, just checking.
I'll take that trade any day of the week.
Yeah, there it is. I'll take the trade, guys.
You give me his head on a plate, and I will trade you for not talking about him for a week.
I think we should build a good old guillotine.
Ooh, let them
drag it out to the front of the Blizzard,
right next to the statue.
Right next to the statue. Knock the statue down, cut off its head.
Now for some questionable things we didn't write full paragraphs on. How guillotines work.
Sharp blade.
Number 1.
Slice.
Steam has reached a new high with its concurrent users. 27.3 million people were on the platform on November 28th. Out of these 27.3 million people, 7.8 million were in-game.
So clearly it counts if Steam starts up when your PC turns on.
Yes. And also, a lot of people on Black Friday just sitting on their computers.
Buying shit.
Yup. Doing that shoppy shop. Number 2, Pokemon Unite has been named the best game of Google Play's Best of 2021 awards. Matt, are you surprised?
I have no frame of reference.
Good answer. Number 3. Also no. Number 3, Africa Games Week is being pushed back to 2022 due to the rise of COVID-19 cases of the new Omicron variant in South Africa. I don't know what Africa Games Week is.
I don't know either. That's why it's on here.
Let's just pencil talking about that when it comes up.
Yeah.
In 2022.
I'm curious.
Because I am very curious. Also, Omicron.
Yeah.
I'm notorious on this show for not really giving a shit about Futurama.
Yeah.
But every time I see Omicron, do you remember?
No.
His name was Lur. Lur from the planet Omicron Persei 8 or whatever.
I've never really watched Futurama.
Good man. I'm not a fan of it, but
you know what I do want to watch though, and I keep seeing videos of it, and it looks like it'd be really good. The South Park special.
Oh yeah, the post-COVID or whatever.
Post-COVID, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I do need to watch that. I haven't watched it yet either. Number 4, Farming Simulator 2022 has set new launch sales records for the series with 1.5 million copies sold in the first week. According to stats from SteamDB, the game even managed to outpace Battlefield 2042 on Steam. Because if there is one thing you are going to do this year, it is harvest those crops. One thing, one opportunity, one moment to get in your combine harvester and get some corn. You need that maize.
Farm Simulator.
You think people call it a corn maze because it's a double entendre, or because they actually made a maze in corn? What if you just named it a maze? Like, is that a specific type of corn?
I think if you named it a maze, 90% of the population are going to go, why is it called maze?
You want to go to the maze?
They're going to be like, what is that?
It's like a corn maze, but it's maze.
Exactly. They're going to be like, I don't understand.
I would love to do it. If I own a farm, calling it the maze.
I think anyone's you refer to it as maze. People are going to be like, what?
What if I just called it a corn maze, but it's just a field of corn and there's no actual physical maze?
No maze?
Yeah. Because it's maze.
I think it'd be like
if I just constantly messed with people. Hey, you want to come see my corn maze?
Is it a way to lure them into the cornfield so that we can then murder them and fertilize the cornfields?
I'm trying to think of that movie.
Children of the Corn?
Well, there's that one. Signs. Got a good cornfield scene.
So I have a really great story about Signs.
Okay.
It just came to my head. Sometimes these stories pop into my head.
That's how stories work.
So I was a young, horny child, teenager, whenever Signs came out. You guys are gonna love this.
Came out. Man, I was horny, and then the aliens came.
You guys are gonna love this story. So I'm, on the couch with my female companion of the time, and we're under the blanket, and she may or may not have been touching my wiener. And we're watching Signs, and there's this scene.
such a good movie to do that too.
There's a scene in Signs where the aliens, one of the alien things or whatever, sticks their hand under the door, and then they cut the fingers off.
Yeah.
So when that happened, she may have given it a little squeeze as a joke, and it, was just like one of those things.
Perfect comedic timing.
Oh yeah, it was like spot on, and I busted a nut.
I didn't think you were gonna know
that. That was.
I thought that was just gonna be the end of it. It's just like the squeeze. That was it.
I saw the opportunity. I had to take it.
I mean, well taken.
That's a true story, though.
Oh, trust me, I believe it.
Woo!
Man, can you believe number 5, Nintendo? Number 5, Nintendo released an updated corporate governance report that details increased efforts on diversity. The platform holder said that it is recruiting women and creating an environment in which women can build successful careers. I can't read that story after your story. Oh, shit.
Woo. Ruined the podcast.
Oh, why couldn't you just save that till I was done?
Oh,
man. All right. Puke and Rally. Here we go. Number 6. Unity has acquired a collaboration tool for artists called SyncSketch. Doesn't Unity just buy everything?
I feel like
every like library or tool, there's like, oh yeah, we'll take that.
I feel like we're gonna have a future world war that's gonna be like the game engine wars.
It's not gonna be the corporation wars. It's just gonna be
game engines, like Unity versus, I don't fucking know, Epic.
Yeah, Unreal. Fight. The company's software is a real-time visual communication tool aiming at facilitating collaboration on assets. Its client base includes Frontier and Activision Blizzard. Niantic has acquired... Niantic has acquired Loki. Loki is a social media site geared towards video editing and sharing, in particular gameplay videos. I've never heard of it.
Neither have I. Half the time. So this week there was so many acquisitions. Like, just a boatload. And I was like, I've never heard of any of these companies.
Well, it also doesn't help when it starts with, it's a social media site, and I immediately went, yeah, obviously I don't know about it.
Yeah, that's out.
Like, why would I go there? Social media site that's geared towards video editing and sharing, in particular gameplay videos. YouTube? That one? That's where I go. Number 8, the PS5 YouTube app now supports HDR playback. Good news, Matt. Number 9, the developer of Metroid Dread, Mercury Steam, has been confirmed to be working with the Control publisher 505 Games on a new action RPG project that will be released on consoles and PC. This project, known as Project Iron, is a new third-person action RPG set in a dark fantasy world and a completely new IP.
Yeah.
All right. Valve has said that it doesn't intend to allow Steam Deck exclusive games on Steam. The company just said, quote, "No, that doesn't make much sense to us. It's a PC, and it should just play games like a PC," end quote.
Valve.
And I'm pretty sure said with that exact attitude. What? No, it's just a PC. Like, why would it do anything weird? Number 11. United Talent Agency, UTA, has announced its intention to raise $200 million for a new special purpose acquisition company, UTA Acquisition. You may be asking yourself what is special about this. You're right, Matt. I am asking myself. The company will be headed by former Nintendo president, none other than the man, the myth, from parts unknown, Reggie Fils-Aimé. Little Ultimate Warrior for you.
Yeah.
Hey, the Google Play Store has stopped working. Thanks, tablet. Number 12, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, is suing to block NVIDIA's acquisition of chip manufacturer ARM. The FTC alleged that the acquisition would give NVIDIA an unfair competitive advantage. The FTC showing up late to the fight like always.
Showing up late. Skipping the investigation, going straight to the lawsuit.
Corporate America.
Yeah.
Number 13, Hazelight has abandoned a U.S. patent application for its latest game, It Takes Two, after Take-Two Interactive signaled a possible objection to the move. I like, they're just like, we might object. I'm like, fine, fuck it, we won't do it. Jeez, man, relax. No need to be so hostile.
And now this year,
because that's almost how I picture Hazelight handling it, even though it is Joseph Fares who's like, fuck the Oscars. He's like, let's just see if we can get away with it. And somebody went, no. And he's like, oh, whoa, hey, bro, whoa, relax, man. Why are you getting so aggressive about it? like immediately pivots hard to the clear defendant.
At this year's Game Awards, he's gonna be like, fuck Take-Two.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe how many patents we have. Fuck those guys. Like, what? Joseph, nobody has any idea except for that Gamers 2 podcast. What the hell you're talking about? And he's going to go, who? No. The end of the conversation. Anyway, so it's been 7 days. What you been up to?
Play a little Forza. A little bit of Forza.
You know how many cars you have?
If I had to guess off the top of my head, I know I'm over 100.
Okay, I'm at like 92, I think.
I would assume I'm probably around $1.15.
Okay, yeah, so we're not that far off. I just got a cone exact yesterday.
Nice. Which one? Do you know which one?
Nope.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's a red one by default.
Okay, so not the Jesco, I think is what it's
No, I
called.
think it's something with an S.
I don't know what it is then. I was going to say the fucking Regalia or whatever. But
Ooh, yes.
it is that one.
I think so. It's
Did
an
you win it in
S2,
a spin?
S2 by default. It wasn't a spin.
Interesting. I wonder how, because I think you can get it through an accolade, but if I remember correctly, the accolade's like pretty hard to do.
I got it through a spin for sure.
Okay.
Not an accolade.
Okay.
I've been spun and I went, ooh, yellow car. Oh, cone is that?
I've been getting a lot of cars through spins, but not good cars. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I got the 3-wheel car.
The Morgan?
No, the boat-looking one.
Isn't that the Morgan 3-wheeler? It's got 2 wheels in front, 1 wheel in the back.
No. Reverse. 1 wheel in front, 2 in back.
Boat-looking
It looks like a boat.
one. I think I know what you're talking about.
It looks like it should be an amphibious. Like if I drove it through water, it'd be fine.
Yeah, I've just been getting shit cars, so that's not really fun for me. But it's always misses by like
Oh yeah.
one.
It shows you.
Yeah,
the,
like
the,
you
the option. The great car is right below it or
Yep.
right above it, and it
Mhm.
purposely makes sure to leave it in frame.
Yep.
I had that on a triple wheel spin the other day, where it was. Yeah, I had 3 legendary options, and I ended up with $350,000 between all 3 rows.
Yep, and they got me the other day with a super spin. Same situation, but
The top row.
the top row, the two top ones were legendaries, and the bottom first one was legendary. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me,
They
game?
literally the
Like,
worst.
It's pretty terrible. But other than that, I haven't been playing anything. I've been watching a lot of sim racing.
Careful,
Yeah,
it'll get you.
it will.
It will get up in the night, and you'll be like, Matthew, come drive.
Yeah, I'm trying. Well, I was trying to like bait you into it a little bit with the fucking team fucking endurance racing shit.
So I was baited,
I
But
get
I
it's
was-
iRacing. I know,
but I was
that's the
scared. But I was
problem.
scared baited.
That's the problem.
I was like, all right, I'm intrigued, but like we haven't done anything like
Yeah.
that. So that's like the
yeah. Well, I've been in the subreddit, the sim racing subreddit, and apparently this is a common thing. These like these team races. So
also that's a 12-hour race.
yeah, but if you have, so like my thing was like team of 3 because Kenny's got a wheel now, right? But his
Yeah.
computer can't run things. Let's deal with that.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay. So
That's
12-hour
that's,
race. Actually, I think that one's a 6-hour race, isn't it? Or is it 12?
It said 12 on the flyer.
Well, if 12 hours race, 3 people, 4 hours each, we can swap.
Yeah, every hour just rotate.
Yeah,
but I don't know how it
every,
works.
Every 2 hours or every.
I don't know how that works. Like I just don't know how that works. How does that work inside the game? Like are the other people just sitting in pit the entire time?
I think so. Like I genuinely think like so in iRacing, I think if you do that, like we would get on as a team essentially.
Yeah.
And like you would have to come into the pits and there would be a driver switch. And then I would take over.
And then I'm just sitting in the pit for however long, just kind of like basically bullshitting with whoever else is there.
Which that's like there's things I'm learning about iRacing to where like so if you crash out on lap 1 in a fucking iRace, you can't play any like you're still there. Like you can't do anything until the race is over.
Yeah.
So that's it. I mean, I watched the first episode of the Beatles special. It was good. And that's about where I'm at in life.
Get back.
Yeah.
Get back.
It's dope. Music is good. It's interesting to watch the creative process and personalities collide.
Yeah. I gotta watch that at some point. But after you told me how long it was, I was like, oh, I need to watch other things first.
Yeah, that's the only thing is like it's the length is shocking.
Like I need to finish Arcane. I need to watch James Bond still. I have it downloaded. I need to watch a few other things. I have Legend of the Ten Rings downloaded because I saw you mention Simu Lee for.
Yep, I watched Legend of the Ten Rings and I liked it. It's it's
on my eventually list, but I need to watch James Bond.
Yeah.
But the issue with me currently watching James Bond is it's obviously here.
and
it is ready to be played downstairs.
Yeah.
But if I go downstairs and play it, then I'm just sitting down. I have such bad ADHD and ADD lately that I need to be doing something else at the same time. And
or
just
you fall asleep.
Like not even fall asleep. Like I'll just lose interest in the one thing I'm doing. Like I just have current.
You gotta wait for the mood to strike.
Current terrible focus until it overwhelms me to the point where it's like, sit down and just watch this.
Yeah.
And I haven't reached that yet. So I constantly go, oh, well, I could just go down and watch James Bond. But then I'm like, oh, man, if I want to watch James Bond, I'm going to be on my phone. Or like, I'm not going to have that just like sit there and watch it moment. And if I do it up here, I'm going to get so distracted that because up here I keep one monitor that's basically YouTube/Reddit.
Yep.
And then my other one's my game.
Yeah.
But every time, whatever game I'm playing, I'm not paying sole attention. Like if I'm playing Football Manager, I'm usually have YouTube and something else, but it's like, oh, Twitter or Reddit. And then YouTube is usually stuff that I can either quickly, obviously, rewind or stuff I've already watched.
Yeah.
That's just like, it's just background noise. I've lost my ability to, well, not really ever had it, but I have to multifunction so much. I will burn through YouTube series while also listening to Spotify, while reading Reddit and Twitter, while playing Football Manager. Like,
it's a thing. Like, I find myself so like at work, I can't work unless I have either a podcast, a book, or a YouTube video playing. Like,
at work, I can get away with not having those things just by the nature of like my work.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will throw on music or whatever if I need to like drown out other people and just and focus on something. I'll throw music in. But I had it, and I need to restart it. I was doing a little, like a computer class of sorts that was just kind of like running through some basic stuff, and I was just kind of burning through the basic stuff to get to the advanced stuff. And I got to a point where I was like, I couldn't keep, or there was that class. And then at one point I was reading a cloud computing book, specifically on Google Cloud's platform. And I read through it was a certification book. So it's detailed. It's like 400 something pages.
Yeah.
And I read through the whole thing plus practice exams, and I would sit there and I would read it. But if I noticed myself getting like partway through a chapter and just constant distractions, like I would go check my email or I would do something else or whatever, I was like, all right, I can't read this for the rest of the day. Like I'm not going to learn anything because I'm just constantly walking away from it and distracting myself. So I was like, all right, well, that's done.
Yeah. It's like your attention kind of goes out the window.
Yeah. But I was cognizant of my retention going. So I was like, nope, push it away. Don't like power through it because you're going to waste your time.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to go back anyway. So
yeah, I have similar issues with similar situations at work where I'm like trying to read a tutorial on something, or like I'm going through a class for this programming software, and I'll be reading it, but I'll be like thinking of something else or listening to something, a conversation or something like that. And then I'll realize, like, I read that whole page, but I couldn't tell you what was on there.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's like, I read every word. No idea what it said, though.
Yeah.
Because your eyes just kind of start just doing the routine of just kind of like scanning it, and you're like, yep, that's all words. Yeah. Hey, if you guys are going out, can I get pizza too? Yeah, thanks. Oh, what the hell did I read? You're like, I know exactly that. Yeah.
All right, so what have you been up to besides for struggling with attention deficit disorder? What is it?
ADD is deficit disorder. ADHD is
something else.
Hyper? I don't remember. And I have no idea. Never been diagnosed. Probably just true at this point. Not wasting my time to go get it either, because I'm not so unfocused that like I need a drug or something for it.
I'd take one.
Yeah, Doc, I got a lot of ADHD.
Yeah.
No, it's been a little bit of Forza.
Yep.
My like kind of fill in, get a couple races in.
Mm-hmm.
New season started, so
okay.
Gotta get in and do that.
Do the seasons, are they
Jaguar
cumulative?
F-Type, I think, in one of the races.
Are they cumulative? So like
there is
when they go back around.
So that part I don't know, because there is each season, and then there is a Series 1 banner wrapped around.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I don't know if then when like summer season 2 starts, does that mean that summer series 2 starts? If that change, not necessarily resets, if it literally just changes like even what's available in that summer circuit.
It didn't seem like you could get to the second, like you couldn't fill the bar all the way with everything that was available.
I think you probably had to do like a bunch of online stuff too, probably to do that. But I'm not sure. I didn't ever try.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how I got to do that. The little bit of Magic, a little bit of MLB The Show, typical stuff. Football Manager,
of course,
as always, getting back into that tonight. Hopefully, continue to lead Man U to glory. I did start doing a little bit of my own work where I start writing stuff down for positionals and stuff of just like where I'm thinking things should be.
Yeah.
And I wrote it all down based on memory. And when I load into the game, if I forgot somebody, then they're not worthy and they can leave the team.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's like how I'm kind of
that's an interesting way of doing it.
I'm like, listen, if I don't remember you're on this team anyway, if you don't make this list, and I didn't include any of my youth on that little drawing, that needs to be written up on a separate sheet of like who I see filling in all these spots in the future that are currently like in my academy to build out of. I got plans, man. So there's that. Got a lot of Football Manager. I've been like, I was reading The Athletic. We know The Athletic, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with The Athletic. I'm wondering how this is going to tie into Football Manager, but
Ian McIntosh. Athletic has a gaming section now.
Okay.
Ian McIntosh is a writer for The Athletic. He created a couple other companies, and then I think The Athletic bought those companies and then allowed him to continue doing what he was doing. They made him do a Newcastle United Football Manager save, and so he has like a 10-part write-up on it so far. I don't know if it's a every week thing or what. It is really entertaining to read, and I was just like, I almost started cry laughing at like part 4. Just because the way it was written is exactly how I would describe, like Kenny and I going through and just having, we're playing a game, we're joking around, but when you then translate it to what if I was in this real life scenario, and you're like, and that's how he writes it. Because he writes it as if he's actually having the conversation with people that work at the club, and it's like,
that's fun.
It's the next step in where you should go when you're doing a game like that.
Yeah, role playing.
Exactly. And it's hysterical to read, and it was a great time. And he's hating every second of it because his team's doing terribly. So yeah, I've been reading that, and after reading that was getting the urge going, and I was like,
got the juices flowing.
Yeah, I was just like, ooh, things I haven't looked into yet that I want to look into. I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to look at them. So there's a lot of things like that. And I think but that's going to require like Kenny booting it up and us being like, all right, for an hour, I'm not playing a game.
Yeah.
For an hour, I'm running through menus, just looking at shit. So there's that. And then a little bit of WoW, as per usual. Next week will probably be more WoW.
I saw that. I saw Max's tweet there where it was hitting.
PTR came out.
Yep.
Testing. Some raid testing was tonight, I believe. There'll be more this weekend or whatever, but yeah, that'll just be interesting to watch. I don't really care that much because I don't raid test. I'm not that good.
Yeah. It's on the radar now though.
Yeah. We're beginning the push.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a rough timeline now.
Yeah. I have rough ideas of when I think I'll see things. Next week is when they do the Legion week for the first time for Legion time walking and that stuff that they announced from 9.1.5. So that'll bring me back for a bit because I'll be running with some people for that probably. And Star Wars. Still playing quite a bit of Star Wars. Enjoying my time.
Good.
I'm still only playing my Sith so far. The expansion comes out the 14th. So I'll be curious to see how it goes after that.
Yeah.
Like what new things happen and how the class stuff changes with the combat styles. But I've been enjoying it so far, and I've been just playing my Sith Inquisitor with a Madness build, which is a dot build. Murdering things and taking names.
Nice.
I've only quit one group because I wasn't tolerating them. So, credit to me.
I logged on, tried to make sense of why I was where I was.
Where were you?
I don't even know.
Random planet?
Random planet.
Okay. I think my guy was sitting in the Imperial fleet, so I didn't run into that issue.
Figured out I was in the I was doing the Shadow of Revan expansion.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I was like, all right, so I'll run to this objective and do this. And I ran to the objective, which it was a typical just, story quest type thing, nothing real crazy. And died like 3 times. And then was like, all right, well, I'm going to log out.
Did you have a follower?
I did for like 30 seconds.
Weird.
And then I accidentally sent him to get rid of my junk.
Oh, it did the same.
So I was like, fuck. So
yeah, there's no the one thing about Star Wars, similar to like a few other MMOs, there's no like damage meter or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how. I feel like I'm doing fine, but I don't know that, which I don't like. It's the one thing. It's the one thing with like you go to some MMOs, they're like, why would you need a damage meter? Like nobody, I'm like, because I want to know if I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Like there's no. Okay, the thing died. Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? It is
kind of strange, like that there is no like option for one.
Yeah, like you can do parsing and stuff, so you can still do the logs like I do in WoW, where it's out of game.
Yeah, but it's like way more effort, and it doesn't like
right. And I don't like parsing in WoW. I don't parse dungeons because while I could do it and they could tell me certain things, groups are so. I don't run with a dedicated group. Yeah. So groups are so varying that you couldn't actually reliably use them.
Yeah, you don't have like a frame of reference.
But in a raid scenario where every fight is the same and how it should be done, you can go, okay, even if I run with randoms, this is where I should be type of thing.
Yeah.
It's in Star Wars it'd be like, all right, cool, I'm the flashpoints, which are the dungeon equivalent. Everything's different. There's so many skips that people do. And I don't know if I'm doing good. I feel like I'm doing good damage, but I have no idea. Some stuff dies a lot quicker, and I don't know if that's a thing of like me being with like 4 good people and we're murdering everything, or when the stuff dies slower. Is that because I'm not as good as the people I've been with when stuff dies quicker, or is it because the other 3 people are also not as good as the other people I've been with? So it's like I don't know. So it's annoying, but it's whatever. And I think that's really it.
Yeah.
Played a little bit more Halo. Not I don't know. It's good. It's a fun game. But man, I have issues with it. Multiplayer specifically, obviously.
I've just seen the stuff about how their hacking's a problem.
I haven't ran into any of that I know of. But I've only been playing like Big Team Battle.
Okay.
Because it's just the easiest get in game mode for me. And I don't know.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if I gotta look because there's the quick play option.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Big Team Battle, and then there's Arena. And Arena is your typical like Slayer, yada yada. But it has, I don't know if you can just queue into only Slayer. I feel like you go into quick play and you hit Arena, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to Arena. But it has 12 options in it, so you're playing either Slayer, Capture the Flag, but what, you're playing a bunch of different. I don't want to play all the. I want to just play. I want to play like Team Slayer or just Slayer or whatever. I don't want to play Capture the Flag.
Yeah.
So there's that issue, and
there's
so
a Big Team Battle Capture the Flag.
I don't know about that one, but there's a few other game modes also inside of Big Team Battle. But I'm like, I don't want to take it as seriously as only having 3 other people on my team.
Yeah.
So I'll play Big Team Battle where it's just it's a joke, and you whatever conquest, run around, murder things, cool. There is Capture the Flag actually. I have ran into that in Big Team Battle, and it's like okay, cool. It's still fun or whatever, but like the way they did weapon spawns and stuff like that for. It is annoying, and not helicopter. I don't even remember what the thing is called. Equivalent of a helicopter, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, the hovery thing.
Yeah. if you get in that, I have the moment one shows up on the enemy team, game's over.
Really?
It just
Too
murders
overpowered.
everybody because there's not enough stuff to actually take it down, or you have to rely on hopefully landing a grenade on it.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why would that be your method? As
You
like,
can't can you
here's what
grappling
we'll-
hook it and try to
if you can hit it, but grappling hook distance is not that long.
Oh, so it's not like it can get up pretty high.
Yeah, and it's pretty quick. So it's
Too overpowered.
Yeah. Like, okay, cool. You spawn with an assault rifle, and you're dead. Okay, cool. You're gonna spawn again in front of him, and you're dead. Yep. All right, cool.
Lovely.
Oh, you got to run away? Good luck finding the Spartan laser equivalent to actually shoot that out of the sky in one hit. That was the benefit always of Halo 3 Spartan laser, is you could take out an air or land vehicle in one hit. You just had to deal with a charged time up. Now, unless there's a gun that I just don't know about, I can't figure out what gun you should use to actually one hit a vehicle out of the sky or ground. Everything seems like you're meant to multiply hit them and whatever. I'm like, why? Why is there not in this space game a one hit kill?
Yeah.
For blowing up vehicles specifically, like whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird place to be because I feel like Halo was never really about combat in the vehicles. Like the vehicles were always meant as just like a mode of transportation, and like maybe like an opportunistic kill.
Yeah,
not ever really like I'm gonna get in this vehicle and just start fucking.
Yeah, and I was always
people.
fine with it. With like the last Halo that I played seriously was Reach and 3 for multiplayer, and you had ways of eliminating vehicles, quickly in both of them.
Yeah.
And now unless it's just somewhere on the map that I haven't found, I don't know how you would do that in this game.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, cool. Sure, if you were playing Valhalla and you ran into somebody that was a good Banshee pilot, it would be annoying until somebody on your team got a Spartan laser.
Mm-hmm.
Or you had a BR that you were able to actually shoot the driver out of the back of when they flew overhead.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you had
that's the
ways
thing.
to do it.
Yeah, there was multiple ways to handle it, and it wasn't
this hovering.
It was always like an opportunistic thing. Like the person would be fine for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
probably rack up 4 or 5, and then you'd be able to take them out. But like, and the way you had to fly a Banshee you basically were doing strafe runs constantly. You couldn't just hover and dart left and right and just spray bullets. It was like, I don't know. This just seems like a bad, I don't know, not necessarily bad implementation, but overpowered.
Yeah, not balanced.
But yeah, that's really it for me.
I got none more.
All right, cool. That being said, it's been 7 days, and we will see you guys, or you'll at least hear us next week. Bye-bye.